I was I was just checking to make sure the last video I did was okay, and the it was really it was definitely loud. This microphone, when it was up next to my mouth, it was definitely kind of loud, and with the tapping, just to make sure it was working, and then I blew in the microphone. I was like, "Whoa, that's annoying." So I'm gonna try not to blow in the microphone anymore. I just want to show that it was working good. Kind of annoying blowing in the microphone. That sound. So I don't need to speak too loudly, especially when the microphone's next to my mouth, because it works good. So I'm glad about that. Okay, back to the scrapbook, which I should be able to finish today. Here's another photo. I guess it's over in the Iraq area. Iraq. One memory I have, a moment where I got myself in trouble. There were times in school when I was young, um, real young, where there were a few times where I got in trouble, but I didn't, and I was being punished. Uh, but I didn't really know why I was getting into trouble. Like I was separated. I guess it was like a timeout kind of thing. But I don't like there was one time specifically I was like put in like a timeout. I was separated from all the other kids. And I was thinking, what did I do? Why am I being punished? So I wonder, maybe the teacher could have explained better to why I was being punished in the timeout thing. I guess I was being irritating. I was being irritating, possibly. I suppose I was irritating when I was a kid, because lots of kids tend to be irritating. So maybe being disruptive, I think possibly might be the interpretation of my behavior at the time, back then. Disruptive. So I was remembering that because of looking at the photos from Iraq here, because there was this back in that time period of being in school. I'm remembering this time where I got myself into trouble because I was being disruptive. There was someone who was speaking in the class. I think they were, I think they might have been like a teacher's assistant or just like a friend of the teacher, possibly. They were speaking about, I guess they had a trip. They took a trip to, uh, it was either Iraq or Iran. I'm not sure. So this woman was speaking in front of the class. Let's see. Let me try to figure out what grade I was in. I'm thinking probably fourth grade. This is back in the 80s. Probably fourth grade. No, wait. Let me think. No, couldn't have been fourth grade because I was in Minnesota at the time. Fourth grade, I was in Wisconsin because we moved. Okay, so this was probably third grade for me. So this woman was talking about her trip to either Iraq or Iran. I'm not sure. And for some reason, I decided to be disruptive in the class, and I thought it was so clever of me. I was because of the sound of the country. There's a couple ways I've heard it pronounced. Iran or Iran, and I was just thinking of how that sounded like I ran. You know, the verb ran. So I just decided to be disruptive at that time while this person was speaking in front of the class, and I just said Iraq, Iran, because I thought that was funny. So that's my little being disruptive story that I just had to remember because of the photos here of Iraq. Iraq, Iran, I walked. So here's just some photos of some guys. Well, they're local. Well, they're so local for me at the time that I cut out these articles from the paper because I was living in Wisconsin at the time. So these people are from Wisconsin. But they were military guys over in Iraq. So here's their photos. I'll just show. There they are. Ready for Iraq. Follow the 32nd in the La Crosse Tribune newspaper. The 32nd. Oh yeah, the 32nd Engineer Company. 32nd. 32nd. Camp Shelby. Not sure exactly where Camp Shelby is. Somewhere in Wisconsin. Appleton? I guess I could read this a little bit here. The 32nd Engineers, a National Guard unit that has joined the Appleton-based 2nd Battalion, a 127th Infantry, will serve as an armed escort for civilian and military vehicles traveling from Kuwait north through Iraq in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. In support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. That was a controversial time during Bush's presidency. A lot of people didn't like that involvement there. Oh, another thing about the Iraq. So Iran, the country Iran, sounds like I, and then the verb ran, and then Iraq, Iraq. There's a couple different ways of pronouncing it. Iraq, that sounds like a rock. You know, like the things outside, rocks. And it just reminds me of like there's this commercial. I think it's for Prudential. Is that insurance? Where they play this song, like a rock, and it just makes me think of the country, Iraq, or Iraq. Here's a photo. And beneath the photo, it says, Lieutenant Ryan Preggett of Holman, Wisconsin, phones his wife. Left. The 32nd Engineer Company's quick reaction force rushes to the scene of a demonstration in a mock Iraqi village during training Saturday at Camp Shelby. Oh, Camp Shelby, Mississippi. I was thinking Camp Shelby was in Iraq. Not Iraq. I was thinking Camp Shelby was in Wisconsin. So Camp Shelby is in Mississippi. Okay, so that description I just read, I think is for this photo that I already showed, but I'll show it again. So I think that's what that description is referring to. That photo. Camp Shelby of Mississippi, because it says comma MISS, so I'm assuming that means Mississippi, the state, not the river. I'm so glad I have a microphone that works, because it was irritating having to send the other one back. Yeah, I might make a video. I probably will make a video, like a product review video of this microphone. Yeah, I think I'll do that. On Alaska, units set to escort civilians, military personnel in a war zone. PFC, Private First Class. Eddie Krogman, of La Crosse, Wisconsin. Here's a quote. "We're trained to keep our heads always on a swivel." Here's a photo of that person. Here's just a map of state of Mississippi, along the Mississippi River. It's next to Arizona, Tennessee, Louisiana, which has New Orleans in it, Gulf of Mexico down there. So there's Mississippi. Just as a reference, there's Jackson in Mississippi, and there's Hattiesburg, which I believe that's where Brett Favre is from, former quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. And so near Hattiesburg is Camp Shelby. So here's that. All right, so here's a photo of some, I guess it's nap time for the soldiers over there. So I guess this is Mississippi. This isn't Iraq. They're just getting ready for Iraq. Nap time for the soldiers. Okay, so I got a couple photos. Here's the descriptions. Okay, so this one says SPC. Don't know what that means. SPC. Mitch Muller of Mouston, Wisconsin, catches a quick nap in the back of his team's Humvee after 4 hours of driving during Saturday's exercise. Okay, so that's the photo on the bottom. So that's this one. And then for the other photo, it says Sergeant First Class Gerald Koch critiques the unit's performance after Saturday morning's convoy exercise. So here's the photo for that description here. All right, gonna stop there.